expert in Watson Analytics today, and he'll be telling you how to the value of Watson Analytics to be able to kind of convert data directly into insights. It's a very powerful tool. Okay. Thank you.
Testing, testing. Everyone in the back can hear me fine? Yep. So thank you everyone for joining us here this afternoon. My name is Kush Gill. I'm on the Advanced Analytics team here at IBM. I'm particularly covering Watson Analytics for all of Canada. We're going to talk all about that here today. Before I get started, just to get a quick feel for the room, how many of you here are already familiar with Watson Analytics? So, okay, there's quite a few people, but for those of you that don't worry about it, just pay attention. We'll cover all of Watson Analytics. So before we talk about what Watson Analytics is, let's talk about what a typical analytic project looks like today. And in these analytic projects, we're gonna have multiple people. We have our business users, we have our analysts, IT, data scientists. They're all doing different tasks, but they all have to work together in this project to get the job done. So when we have lots of users, we have lots of steps, it's rarely going to be a straightforward process because everybody is focused on doing their task and they also have to collaborate. For example, we'll have the business users, they'll take a request to IT, IT will take that request, they'll access the data, they'll prepare it, they'll send it over to the data scientist for validation, for analysis, and then the business users and the analysts can begin accessing that data for their own analytic needs. And when we have lots of people, lots of multiple steps, lots of moving parts, this is where we increase that margin of error, because if anything goes wrong in the data access, anything goes wrong in the data validation, we're going to have people in our organization making decisions based on bad data. And for that reason, what we have is Watson Analytics. Now, Watson Analytics is a cloud-based analytics tool, which means there's no software installation required, there's no on-premise expertise or maintenance needed. All you have to do as a user is you sign up for an account, you log in, throw in some data, and you're ready to start. So this is a self-service analytic tool. It's going to be a single analytic experience. So typically in a project, you may have your separate set of software for your data exploration. You might be using a bunch of spreadsheets and VLOOKUPs and macros and nested statements and all that to explore your data set, get different views. You might be using something else for your predictive analytics, maybe SPSS. And then something else for your dashboard and your visualization creation. So what we've done here is with Watson Analytics, we combine all of these different experiences into a one-stop shop. You accomplish all of this in Watson Analytics without leaving the tool or need for anything else. It has fully automated intelligence, meaning so all of those hardcore data science skill sets, we're really automating them. So we have the advanced algorithms, the data mining techniques, the predictive modeling. We're taking all those hard skills, and for the users that don't know how to do that, you don't have time to do all of that work, we really simplify that for you because Watson Analytics does all of that work for you. So as a user, you don't even need to know how it works. You just tell the tool, I want to run a predictive model on this variable, I want to explore this data set, and it takes care of all of the heavy lifting for us. And today we're not going to be doing any coding. There's no R, no Python, no SQL. We're going to talk in simple English to the tool. For example, we'll ask Watson Analytics, how do sales compare by this month over last year, or by country, by state, by region, etc. So no coding, we're talking in simple English, and that's how we're going to communicate to Watson Analytics. And throughout the whole process, this is a cognitive tool. So as you're exploring your data set, as you're looking at different relationships and correlations, we're going to guide you along. We're going to tell you what you missed, where those relevant points of interest are. We're really going to surface all those insights for you and tell you where you should be looking next, because we want to continually guide you along. Because you're not going to always know everything available in your data set. You're going to have some parts you're not familiar with, some parts you're more familiar with. So we really take that part out of the equation where we just surface all those insights for you, and then you can pick and choose which avenues you want to explore down further. And this quote right here, without data, you're just another person with an opinion, this really sums up what we want to accomplish here today. And that is, we want to move away from making decisions based on opinions or hunches. We want to take your data that's going to be otherwise complex, and we want to easily visualize it so we can see what's possible, look at some correlations, some insights, and then make better data-driven decisions. So that's the whole purpose of what we're trying to do here today, is to move away from just making decisions based on opinions and actually validating them and make better decisions. So now the best way to show you guys how the tool works is we're going to jump right into a live demonstration. This demo is really going to cover end-to-end the full functionality of the tool. So we're going to start off with a raw data set, and we're going to end up with a dashboard filled with different visualizations. So if we do some role playing here for the scenario, let's pretend that Sean is my manager and I'm a business analyst. He gives me a data set and tells me, Kush, find out what's wrong with the data, find out what the reason is and what we can do to improve. So given this data set that I got here from Sean, we can see it's a typical data set. So we're looking at an airline satisfaction survey. So we have an airline company, we want to find out what our satisfaction levels are, how we compare to the competitors, and what we can do to improve these scores in the future. So in this data set, we can see we're looking at satisfaction levels, the airline status, the age of these participants. There's about 130,000 records in this database file. The gender, how price sensitive these customers are, what years they're flying, how many flights they take. Are they traveling for business? Are they traveling for personal? Which class are they flying in? Are they flying business class, eco class? Which airline are they flying with? Where are they flying from? Where are they flying to? And then some more data on how many delays they encounter. So this is a fairly typical data set. It's a CSV file, and we're going to base all of our analysis here on this data set. So first, what I'll do is I'll hop in over to Watson Analytics. This is going to be that single interface homepage. Just give me a second here. So once we get into Watson Analytics, this is going to be that homepage. So first, we log in. We're going to accomplish our data exploration, we're going to do our predictive analytics, and then we're going to do our dashboard creation. So a lot of things we're doing here. First thing we'll do is we'll simply just upload that CSV file from my desktop. It's going to be simple as just picking it and clicking upload. So for this demo, I've already uploaded for us. We can see when the data is uploaded, it'll be right here on the home page waiting for us. It's our CSV file, satisfaction survey. Now there's two things that happen when the data uploads. Number one is that we automatically encrypt the data and move it to a secure location on the IBM cloud. And number two is that we're doing some automatic refinement on that data as well. So if you want to see some of that automatic refinement that goes on, I'll just go on over to this refined view. This will be, again, that spreadsheet-based view we're used to looking at. And this is where a lot of that pre-analysis occurs. So as soon as the data was uploaded, Watson Analytics automatically identifies different categorical, nominal, ordinal variables, and then automatically group them together. So we see we have our years, our ages, our statuses. Wherever these categorical variables exist, they're automatically grouped. So later on, if we want to filter out a specific subset, look at maybe a specific year or a specific age range, we can easily filter out that data because it's already done for us. Now that we can see some of that pre-analysis that occurred, we can go ahead and just begin our data exploration. So first, what I'll do is, I'll go to my data set, we'll go to Explore, and now you can see some more pre-analysis that happened. So again, if you have a data set, you're not that familiar with it, you don't know where to start, this is where you want to be, because we're going to automatically analyze the data set for you and tell you some relevant insights. So you can see different types of questions being answered, accompanied by different types of charts. So if we're looking at trends, we'll get line charts. For comparing variables, we get bar charts. We have relationship diagrams, breakdown trees, a lot of different options. If we're looking at geospatial data, we'll automatically get maps, etc. So if I don't know where to start, I can click on any one of these starting points, we can begin our analysis, and we can start there. But today, I'm focused on our satisfaction levels. So what I can do is I can simply ask a question. What is the average satisfaction by airline name? Just like that, no coding, nothing like that, no pivot tables, no VLOOKUPs. Just type in a question, pull up our chart, and we have the result. So now I'm just looking at this chart, we can see our airline company is right over here, and there's a couple things we notice. Number one, it doesn't look like our airline has the highest or lowest satisfaction. It looks like satisfaction is pretty even across the entire industry. So what we can do is, if we want to take a closer look onto our own airline, I can simply drill down, and let's look at how airline status compares within our airline only. Simply drill down, data changes, chart changes. Now we can see we have our blue, gold, platinum, and silver customers and their respective satisfaction scores. So again, just by looking at this chart, I see something very important. I see here that our platinum level customers, which are our most profitable and most loyal customers, they don't have the highest satisfaction levels. In theory, they should have the highest, and we can see here that they don't. So this is something I definitely want to share with Sean later on in our meeting. So what I'll do is I'll collect this chart. It'll be saved into my collection, and later on when we make our dashboard, we can easily access all these charts that we've saved. If we want to take an even closer look, I'll add another variable to this chart. Let's look at type of travel. And now within each of those different statuses we just looked at, we're going to get a closer look. So we're looking at our business travel, our mileage tickets, and personal travel within each of those different statuses. And again, before we found out there's a problem with our platinum customers. So when we take a closer look, we can see not only is there a problem with our platinum customers as a whole, we can see our personal travel is falling behind in each status group. So now there's two problems, one with platinum customers and one with our personal travel across our entire organization. If I want to quickly change the chart type, we can quickly go here. We have lots of different options. I'll select a breakdown. And we can simply exclude people that we really don't care about at this point. Just take them out of here. And now this chart does a really good job explaining that our platinum level customers fall at the end of each spectrum and that our personal travel is at the bottom of the chart. So I'll save this chart for later again. At the top over here, you might have noticed this bar of highlights. This is going to be similar to those starting points we saw earlier, but it's going to be more relevant to the chart we're looking at right now. So as we're exploring our data, as we're looking at different charts, different questions, these highlights will change. These are going to be different statistically relevant points that the tool wants to share with us. So as we're exploring, we can just scroll through. Maybe we'll find something interesting, something we never thought of before. And if something catches our eye, we can take a closer look and explore that further. So this is a cognitive tool. It's always thinking on how to guide you to the next step. So as our chart type has changed, at the top, these insights have also changed. So they will always keep changing based on what you're looking at, because we want to keep you moving along and finding those things that maybe you overlooked or things that are missing, things you never thought of at all. And again, change those, look at them, open it up if you want to take an even closer look. So that's it for the very quick data exploration. The point of that was to show you how easy it is to upload a data set, ask some simple questions in English, pull out different chart types, explore further. Now we'll get into our predictive analytics. So this time I'll go to my survey, I'll go to predict. This is going to be simple as just giving it a quick name. And we're going to select a target. So this target is going to be the variable in our data set we want to explain. We want to find out what's driving our satisfaction levels. What inputs and factors really influence our satisfaction levels to be what they are today. And then we'll go ahead and click create. Now in the background, while this is loading, this is where all those advanced algorithms, the data mining techniques, all of that predictive modeling is being automatically done by Watson Analytics. All we did is we just typed in a name, we selected a target. Now all the rest of that work is being taken care of for us. When we run our prediction, it's going to be right here on our homepage as well. We can open that up. And now we're going to see a page with a cool looking bullseye chart. Now this chart is going to show you the top predictors for that target, and our target is satisfaction. So if we just hover over, we take a look, we can see type of travel is our biggest indicator for our satisfaction scores. What we didn't know, and something I didn't even think of before, is that it looks like age range is also driving satisfaction scores. So if I open it up and take a closer look, now I know which age ranges are the most satisfied and which ages are the least satisfied. And when I bring this to Sean later on, I'll definitely want to tell him that we want to focus in on these 4 age groups here because it looks like they have the lowest satisfaction. So that was just looking at one single variable explaining our satisfaction levels. If you want to take an even deeper look, what we can do is we can click combination. Now that's going to combine all of the fields in our data set to get a more predictive outlook. So we can see our chart has changes. We hover over, now we can see instead of just one field explaining satisfaction, it's going to be a combination of multiple fields, including type of travel, airline status, age, etc. If you want to find out exactly how we reach those decisions, you can open up the decision tree. Now this is great for those technical users that want to find out exactly how we reach those levels. So you could follow along the chart, you get all the details. If this chart is a little too complex for some users, on the next tab on the left, we have a great English-based view of the same rules. So if I just change this to low here, what we're seeing is we're looking at the top 5 profiles of customers that give us the lowest satisfaction scores